Hello everyone who loves sequels to everything. I'm BorderWise and welcome back to From the Depths, and a siren in the background. There's crime happening, but there's also good things happening because joining me once again is the one and only Kelpie, my girlfriend. Say hi, Kelpie.
Hello!
How are you feeling today?
Excited to do crimes.
Oh,
That's
excellent.
what the police are coming for.
Yeah, the police are coming to get us because the sequel to the last time Kelpie guested on the channel, where I was just trying to explain From the Depths to her, that was tremendous fun. But she has been secretly training in the mountains, and by that I mean she's actually played through some of the tutorials of this game.
I spent 25 minutes and got frustrated at the pacing and was like, I'm just going to go to designer mode and click stuff.
That is what a lot of people do, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So today, I am not going to be touching the keyboard at all. It's going to be 100% Kelpie all the time. Aren't you people lucky? And we have an objective, which is build a canoe. I don't know how big this canoe will be. I don't know what it'll do. It'll be canoe-ish. Kelpie has a plan, and so we're going to do that. So
I have been plotting. I have been scheming. Let's see if I can get to designer mode. Yes.
And bearing in mind,
And I'm going to have to delete everything
because my starting fortress always spawns in. Alright. Kelpie is at the keyboard.
Nope.
It's B.
That it is. So I pressed the B and it spawned, so I'm like, it's going to respawn it again, we'll have to restart.
No. It didn't spawn. It was already there. You just
Yeah.
teleported to it.
And I'm going to caps it into free space.
Yes.
And so my plotting was, we thought of what we're going to build, and obviously we're going to build the canoe, right?
Obviously, yes.
But we went to the museum and saw a very, very fast canoe, a racing yacht. So I'm like,
yeah?
I'm going to build a canoe, but it's going to be so fast it could, like, win the America's Cup. We're going to outrig it with huge amounts of strong engines, which is cheating, but it's no longer a yacht. It's going to be an outrigger canoe, but
Well, that's
it's
definitely a
a zoomy
plan.
one.
It is, like, if you relate it to real-world physics, it's not difficult to get something faster than an actual racing yacht, because From the Depths has busted physics. But make canoe go fast as possible is a good objective, and it's actually one of my favorite things to do when I'm just messing around, is, like, make canoe go fast. Alright, so...
Oh, you did it. Wrong button. I need shift.
Oh.
A for mirror.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the central mirror.
I do say I wish that, like, instead of being all the command keys are rotated to your view, I'd rather it was like rotated to block, that way I can move camera where I want. But
That is the mouse build function, which you can switch to,
Oh,
I
right.
believe.
How wide do I want this thing? I want it to be a trunker. So it's going to be a canoe, yes, but it is also going to have the huge outrigging bulb racing yacht style.
Okay, we'll see how this goes.
I'm not sure if we'll stay afloat. It may be very heavy, but we'll find out.
You're building with alloy, and given that you're not really planning to put massive guns on this thing, are
No.
you? Well, if you,
It's going to be zoomy.
it's going to be zoomy. So yeah. Okay then.
Am I at time here?
All right. So far we've got a little bit of alloy.
We've got a T.
We've got a T.
We're getting heavier because, I mean, with the racing yachts, they've got like heavy lead in the bulb.
Oh yeah.
We're not going to go that much, but it's going to be
Probably
heavy in the
not.
base.
Yes, like, and I'm not going to, like, those of you watching can probably, or will
See
probably...
problems?
Well, yeah, we'll probably already see problems. I can potentially see problems as well. I'm going to keep quiet.
Alright, I'm going to find them out the hard way.
Because, honestly, it is much, much funnier and, like, much more relatable to run into the problems first time for yourself.
Thank you kindly. I feel very supported and absolutely ready for this.
Well, yeah, it's
I
like,
am.
but just to be,
I'm ready to cause some chaos.
just to be clear, like, the split second, like, the problem is obvious, I will tell you what you've done wrong.
Well, up to you. You can
mean,
make me find it the hard way.
Okay, well, like, if you ask, I shall tell.
Right now, I'm just going to start doing stuff, and if it sinks and implodes immediately, that's okay.
Okay, then. That is a good attitude to have for building in From the Depths. It's just like, if things sink and go horribly...
To rotate.
Yep.
And this one I'm on WS. Nope.
You did it.
Actually, was the right one I wanted.
Yep.
And we get a spiky bit at the bottom.
A spiky bit.
Yes.
Do you mean a spiky bit or a sloping bit?
A wedge. Do you have wedges? Yes, you do.
So this is fun because, like, I'm just watching here. Normally I'm the one frantically matching it. I mean, that's a triangle corner, not a wedge. One of the...
It is the thing I want.
Yeah. One of the fun things with From the Depths is, like, you play it yourself for a while, and then you talk to other people about, like, did you want that facing forwards or backwards?
Yeah, other way.
Sorry, that's me backseating. But anyway, there's one of the fun things is, like, there's terminology in the community which you kind of have to learn sometimes if you want to understand what other people are even saying.
Alright, that's the bulb. Now we can start doing real stuff.
Mm.
For Canoe.
For Canoe, for Canoe. Just like the hesitation is like, what's the button again?
There's a lot of buttons.
There is a lot of buttons. There's a whole keyboard full of buttons.
It's not going to be as sexy as if you made it, but I can live with that.
I mean, I've known, like, is that the... Nope, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. I've already dropped enough of a hint. Yeah, you had a 3-meter beam.
And also, I think I was still on metal, not metal alloy. I need metal for the heavy bit of the bulb.
Yeah.
Now, where am I? Just need to go down a touch.
How to go down? Alt.
Cool. Needs to be longer.
This is fascinating to watch. Because it's already like you're... Like, that 25 minutes of messing around with the tutorial did definitely help.
The tutorial helped a little bit. I was mostly just like, I just need to know how to get the hang of camera and clicking and doing things. I don't care about engines. He can tell me. He can tell me. I don't want to read about engines and do it properly in the correct order. I don't have the patience for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No.
If you want to make this thing go super fast, though, having a good engine does help. But yeah.
Yes, but you can tell me about that.
I can coach you on that.
Rather than spending like a full hour on tutorials, and it's like I don't care. I do care enough. It's fun, but not on my...
Do care a little bit. Like, also, that is a thing. You get real engine nerds in the From the Devs community, and then you get people like yourself and me to a lesser extent, which is like, look, I don't freaking care about making it 100% optimized. I just want enough juice to make the thing go. Which is why it took me so long to get the hang of energy weapons, because that's actually, like, the hard part is the engine design, not the actual energy weapon itself. Tap, tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap.
Tippy, tippy, tap. I've got to remember which way is front. That way is front.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing. If you, like, look in the forward direction of your vehicle, you'll see there's a big letter. It literally says
it says
front.
front.
Yeah. So here, I feel vindicated now, because I always fail to look at that. It has been added. Like, it is kind of useful, but at the same time, half the time, because, like, if you're building, like, from the rear of your craft, for instance, like, your craft is in the way of that text. So people have said to me, like, how can you possibly forget which end is the front when it's labeled? But it's like, yeah, no, it's actually quite easy. What was the gasp
I just realised, because, like, obviously when you place a block, it, like, clicks sort of into the next place. If you get the orientation right, it just loads into where you're going to want to click, rather than being like, click, adjust, you can just go click, 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 click.
Oh, that's one of those things that, like, I'm so used to, I forgot to even mention it to you, so...
I found it out, so if I go here...
And you just right-click, and...
Right-click?
Well, yeah, oh wait, no.
The other way, so facing this way.
Yep, so...
Now the next one should
click,
stick in front
click,
of it!
Click.
Ah!
Yeah, right-click... Wait a minute, does right-click move backwards? It does. Okay, yes. I was right. I was doubting my sanity for a second, so yeah.
So drop some behind where you are, so you can build like so.
You can get forward, you can build backwards, yeah.
Oh, yeah, nifty tricks.
This game is full of nifty tricks. Some of them are... It does not do a super good job of communicating to you.
Now for the hard bit, I need to actually make this into a nice shape. Oops.
Is she gonna work it out? Is she gonna work it out? She's gonna work it out. Yay!
Also, I'm so focused I can't do much commentary. So
Yeah, I will
TV.
need to fill in.
I made it slightly... I see what you mean about like placing the blocks and counting things. I made it so a 4 meter bar isn't quite enough.
Yeah, I think
Just rotate
your
one.
side hull is 4 meters tall, so you could plant 4 vertical 4 meter
True, I
beams.
could have, but we're too late for that.
It doesn't really matter. It's the same amount of beams if you plonk just one more there.
Cab, and we are on the QE axis.
There you go. You
Me
done.
being swag. Yes,
Being
like I could have
so
just placed
swag.
a bunch of those rather than doing this
Yep.
lately, but
From the Depths is full of that. You do a thing and then you realize it's
there's
like,
an
oh,
easier way to do this.
yeah, there was an easier way this whole time.
We have a thingy.
We have a box.
a box.
This is how most things begin. It's a box. I do like that you do have beam slopes on the side there. For like,
It's going to be a zoomy yacht. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a giant hulk of metal, but it's going to be a zoomy yacht one day. Just you watch.
I mean, it's mostly alloy, which is ridiculously light in this game.
Nice. Where am I going? I'm going this way. How far do I want to going out? Quite a long way. Yachts are thin.
Yeah.
Well, this is a canoe, technically.
It is a canoe
It's going to
yacht.
be a canoe.
It's a yacht canoe.
And what kind of nice pointy bits do I have?
You want a hint for maximum speed?
Sure.
If you hover over the slope, so if you go over the 3 meter slope, for instance, not that one, the other one. That one.
Yes.
So you see drag reduced to 0.13 to front,
Ah.
and if you drop down 1 block to the 4 meter slope, drag reduced to 0.1. The longer slopes and wedges have less drag.
Good to know.
Yeah, so like fast craft tend to have a whole bunch of 4 meter slopes and wedges on the front. In fact, the lowest drag is that 4 meter wedge front, which is there.
Very zoomy.
Drag reduced to 0.02, which is
Oh.
basically nothing.
What piece?
I feel that might have been too much of a hint.
Not a huge amount. There we are, that's what I want. I think I'm going to scab to do it. This is another
Wedge, wedge, wedge,
think
wedge,
I need
wedge,
this one.
wedge, 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 wedge,
zoom
wedge.
in, and what way is it pointing? It needs to be pointing in different directions. Am I doing something ragingly wrong?
No, you're doing something funny. There's like I'm just fascinated to see what you're going to be doing here.
And I need it to rotate a bit more. Which again is back on the QE axis. Where am I now? Aha! And it's pointing in the right direction!
Yep.
Are you having fun there?
I'm having such fun. You can orientate the camera and just right click up the... I should shut up and just let you build, I think. I'll just do fun commentaries.
Now, what time am I going to fill the slope in?
You've put a very tall penis on the front.
Yep,
Yep.
yep, that I have.
Yep. Yup. 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 Yup.
What sort of money slopey thingy? Geometry. It's been a while. What's it? How can I actually fill this slope? And I'm thinking out loud. Don't answer me. Don't give me answers. Until I
No,
ask for them.
I'm trying to be better. I'm trying not to drop any hints.
You are my answer dispenser. I press button and you give answer, and otherwise you sit respectfully.
Respectfully giggling to myself, seeing what you're doing here. You've definitely made something with a wedge on the front, which is
Yes.
correct.
But now, how do I continue that wedge in the background? It's like I can't just duct tape a long piece between the two of those. It doesn't do it. 45 angles.
Well, you have a variety of slopes to choose
Yes, I
from.
do. Which slope do I want? Is this slope?
There is that slope.
There's also other slopes.
I'm seeing the cogwheels like whirring over your brain here. It's like which slope is which. There's a lot of blocks.
I'll give it a try. I'll find out what happens.
Try blocks.
Ooh, that's actually, I think that's what I want. Except I need it. I'm not sure if I'll have a very neat end face, but that's okay. Oh, I see. This is not what I wanted. But it is what I want for the bottom.
There you go down.
Oh, now I'm at a funny angle here. This is going to be at a bit of a janky looking boat canoe.
No one's first boat. looks good. Like future me, remember, flash up on screen the screen.
Not what I want.
Right. So at this point, I'm going to flash up on screen like what my first ever boat in From the Depths looked like, and it looked like hot like garbage. So yeah, no, you are well on track in the From the Depths experience.
And look at me tabbing through things.
Yay!
I can use basic commands. Do I want this is a slope? I think that's what I want. I need to come this way. Hello, what shape are you?
She's using slopes, folks. She's using slopes.
And if I rotate that. Okay, Q. More Qs. Which way is this facing? The correct way. I'm a god and he's all before I have placed his slope. And Sooty is laughing at me. I feel like something is being done terribly wrong. Oops. But that's a problem for later me. What are you scheming?
I'm not scheming anything, I'm just like... She'll figure it out. She'll figure it out.
I'm just going to fill this in. Yeah, it's going to be a bit kajonky, but...
Kanonky. Canoe-ky.
True. It will be. And I'm just going to fill this in with beans because it's alloy, so I can put as many as I want and not worry about my boat sinking. There'll be other things that'll make my boat sink, not the fact that it's got a lot of alloy blocks, I am sure.
Yeah, if you want to see just how floaty your boat is already, you can hit caps lock and see what it does. She's not gonna do that because she's on a mission. She's concentrating. She's like, no.
It's boat building time and nothing can stop me.
Absolutely nothing. Back and forth, back and forth. Where do we place this block? Back and forth, back and forth. Where do we place this block?
Now how do I make this nice and smooth?
Slope options.
Yeah, there's lots of slopes. I'm just going to be a bit kajank and flip some of these. And I have to worry about the final end corner later.
Procrastination. That's another thing that happens a lot in From the Depths. This is a problem for future me.
That will do.
Probably. Yes.
Oh, and I know there's a piece that looks like that, isn't there?
I was physically biting down on my entire beanie, not to hint that, like, yes, there's a thing that fits in there perfectly.
4 meter.
Will she find it, though?
Square back corner? What does this look like in 3D?
Well, if you look at that shape there, is that
a triangle bank corner?
Yes.
Square back corner.
Square.
Is it? Oh, it says it has triangle corner. Triangle corner 4 meters.
Yep, it says it right there.
Get to it. The final piece. Da, 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 da.
That
now I can just tie up the front here because
Yes.
that's a bit kajank, even for me.
Yep. I like your little 1 meter wedges there. It's like, we're gonna help hydrodynamics. This
We're helping.
solid block right here.
Oh, and now I want a square base because I'm starting on a square point. Ah, we're doing trigonometry.
Yep.
We're doing calculus.
We're doing astrophysics.
I'm T-posing to assert dominance.
I have my arm-
6,000 hour boyfriend who is much better at this than me and has been holding back basic ships for the last 20 minutes.
I'm holding my arms in the air in celebration.
Square back corner. Oh, and it's even got left and right. And I'm
Yep.
on the left.
You are. She's learning how to canoe.
Now, how do I fill this in? That's
Well-
the rhetorical question. Don't answer it.
Look at where you've been. Consider the possibilities.
I think I just need a basic ramp.
I've never heard it described as a ramp before.
It fits!
It does
It fits.
fit.
I sit. I rapidly sink to the bottom of the sea. Why not clicking? Here we are. Now I've got to keep building this complicated slope. Slopes are hard.
Yep.
Is this why you never do ultra structure?
What?
What's it called?
Superstructure.
Superstructure.
Well, I mean, superstructure is just like a lot of the time. there are good reasons to do superstructure, and sometimes there's reasons to leave it off. But in this particular case, if you want a racing yacht, like, I don't know, you could do a mast or something.
I'm going to, yes, but I'm going to do the boat first.
Boat first, then mast.
Now, let's see how I'm going to do this physically. It is hard. I was like plotting and scheming in my head, like, oh, it's going to be these complicated shapes, and now I'm sitting down to make those complicated shapes, and it's hard.
Yep, that's how it goes. Especially when you first start this game, it's like, I'm going to make a scale version of the USS Iowa, and it's just like, oh no.
Let's fill it in with something to get the shape. You know that's too long.
Are you committed to undoing your wedge work?
I've already started.
Yep.
Die, wedge. You served us long enough and you did it loyally, but you're not enough for the Empire.
The yacht empire.
I need more. Just fill in blocks here. What are you plotting? What are you scheming?
I'm just thinking to myself as like an alloy lump is one of the giveaways of like new player craft, because like here's the thing.
Thank you.
That's not a criticism.
You're a good.
Right, so because it's like alloy is one of those things. Is because it's just so versatile, it's so light, it's so floaty that new players tend to use it a lot. I use it a lot these days simply because it's, well, so versatile and floaty. There are people who kind of, in the community, who kind of sneer at using alloy because they think it's overpriced and not useful, and you might as well use wood or metal instead. But yeah, it's just really kind of cool to see this.
Something here that needs to be rotated. So if I go, nope. Yes. No.
Okay, so look to the left side of the screen. What kind of block do you have selected?
I have the wrong type of block, I think.
Yeah, I think what you want is the alloy beam 4 meters, not the alloy wedge.
Aha. Now
Yes.
I need this.
Now you need to rotate it very slowly.
Ha 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 ha! And now the final piece.
Yep.
And now I can do little spiky bits at the front. Oh, I've got a spiky bit right here in my nasty little handsy, which are going to do all sorts of from the depths sins, like placing large amounts of alloy because it's easy.
I mean, yeah, it's like your first boat. It's just basic criteria is, does it float? Does it boat?
Will this one float? We'll find that
This
out.
one, I'm not going to say anything. Like, you will be pleasantly surprised.
I mean, it's alloy, so like it should.
Well,
It can only sink so much. So it does have metal at the bottom.
yeah.
What piece do I want here? What happens if I do a square back corner and I'm on the left? What does it actually look like?
I'm not going to say anything.
Correct.
I'm not going to say anything. Kelpie's on a yacht mission. On a yacht canoe mission thing. Tee-hee-hee.
Yes!
There is also a flashlight that you can turn on to make it easier looking at the underside of things.
Ah. Eh.
You don't need light to see. You can build a boat by feel.
By smell.
By smell. For anyone at home wondering,
Free of breakfast coffee.
I just sniffed my girlfriend on a recording. That's not weird. It's 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 not weird.
Do you need to like press reset button?
Error.
If I like touch both cheeks and boop your nose, will it take a screenshot and then reset?
Probably. But you have a boat to build.
I do have a boat to build. And I think I'm on the right slope for what I'm trying to be doing. I was going to get it to rotating the correct way, so I've made it rotate all the wrong directions.
Yep.
So I need to... Oh, I just need to flip it around the side of it. So
She's taking her hand off the mouse.
Nope. Now I've got to flip it the other way. I think. Ah, this is...
3D space. 3D space.
Nope.
Is she gonna work it out?
Nope.
Is she gonna work it out? She worked it out!
I'm posing dramatically.
Victory pose. Yeah, how the hell did I ever get into this game? Because watching you play right now is like, how do you learn this?
I assume you don't have any like helpful person by your side to be like, this is how you do a basic thing.
No, I worked it out like, I don't know, the tutorials helped, definitely, but like, I was mostly by myself.
Now I can do the little wedges. Oh, you've got a 2-meter one, that's sharper.
Sharper wedge. Also, the 2-meter wedge lines up nicely with 4-meter slopes, so that's nice.
This is so much better than my first block placed after half an hour of...
Yep, those asymmetric blocks pointing the which way. Yeah, this looks like a boat.
Woo! Okay, now I'll put the... Well, I'm going to put a mast, and I'll put the mast, and then we can actually do engine things around it. So...
You're not going to do anything on the back?
Not much. It's... Yeah, I should probably do a wee bit.
Do you want a time-saving hint?
Sure.
Right, you can prefab the front you've just made and stick that on the back. And then it would look very Canoe, because then the front and the back will look the same.
Sure, yeah, it should be symmetrical. This is going to be a canoe, not a racing yacht. It's going to be a canoe that goes faster than a racing yacht.
A canoe racing yacht hybrid. And yeah, and incidentally, for anyone watching, that's kind of where my canoe habit started, is just, I make the bow look the same as the stern, and I make them both pointy. So, that's the origins of it.
It's a wee bit jonky here.
It's a little bit jonky.
Or if I just make a slope thing at the front, so it's going to be back in a square, and it needs to be back on the left or right, or is it going to be a wedge? I think it's going to be a wedge. And then if I find where my camera is, come on.
She's doing it.
Oh, that's really in the right orientation. No, that's not. It needs to be like a 2-meter wedge.
Yes, she can do math. She has a PhD.
Now that looks silly. I've got to go back and no.
There's a thing you can do here if you undo what you just did. So that wedge, like corner, fits on the underside of that. So what can you do there?
Huh?
So place it. So you could place it on the underside of your wedge front there. And
like that?
Yeah. So now, look, open your build menu again. So, have you noticed these things?
Oh, wedge backs, yes. They would look confusing because I didn't touch them.
Right. So those fit in with the wedges just above them, and they also fit in with the more blocky stuff.
Ah.
There's your hint. Go hunt these.
And then I'm going to have to redo the entire front structure, which I've already done.
Not really. You just have to place, how many blocks is that? Maybe 4 and add 4 more. There's another hint.
There's too many blocks.
Oh,
My boat is how it's going to be, I think.
Okay.
It's going to be that much.
Okay.
Restructuring. I've made a superstructure.
That's not a superstructure, that's the hull.
I've made a hull.
You've made a hull. You've made a lovely hull.
Now what's the way to...
Prefab. Alright, so Control P opens up your prefab. And now, if you middle click, you can get your free mouse. And now you can adjust the size of your prefab box. Do you see the plus and minus buttons?
Ah.
So that's width, that's height, that's length. And you can right click to make it go up in 5s.
Which I don't really need, but... How am I full width? I need a bit more width. That'll cover it. How do I make it go back?
The minus signs.
Ah. But I need to cover here.
Yeah, so you move the...
Oh, this can be moved.
Yes.
And is it wide enough? Probably.
She's learning. She's growing.
And just kept the height.
I was wondering if you were going to remember to do that.
Move it. If I move it up.
Yeah.
Space, that should cover all of it.
Right. And then...
Yep. Oh, no, it needs a bit longer. Missed the tip.
Yep. You missed the tip! You missed the tip!
And so prefix. Let's get middle one.
There you go.
Go to 5. Okay, now what do I do?
Now you middle click on the screen anywhere.
Middle click.
Yep. And now click your left mouse button. You have a prefab. And now you can rotate that just like you would a single block. And you can put it wherever you like.
But how make it not be upside down? It's going to be the WS one.
It wasn't upside down.
Like, I was thinking of flipping it out, but then it would be upside down. No. Oh, it's AD. There we are.
Yeah, so... Yes, just remember, WS is up and down, rotate. This is left and right,
It has
and that's
really cool
roll.
pictures.
Yes.
We have Canoe!
We have Canoe!
And to go out of prefab, left mouse?
Just Control P.
Alright.
Ta-da! Zoom out! Let's look at this glorious canoe from all angles.
It's a canoe!
It is a canoe! It's a canoe, it's a yacht, it's two things at once! How can people...
Floats.
It's gonna float.
It floats! We have Canoe!
It floats really well, actually. I mean, it is made out of a lot of alloy. And it has a nice keel on the bottom. So yeah, basic boat building 101, this is a success.
Cool.
Your first boat did not sink immediately.
Oh, that's right, it's a canoe, so we're not going to do a sail because we're not making a racing yacht, we're making a canoe.
I mean, it can have it. Well,
No,
okay.
it's not going to have a sail. It's going to be this little canoe with these little bits of sticks with actually superpowered engines, and everyone in America's Cup is going to be like, how's this little canoe beating all of us? And it's going, gee,
Because it's being
making
illegal.
Yes.
Okay, so, next step in your grand scheme, what do you want to do?
I need ways to steer, so I need rudders.
Yeah?
I only need a rudder, actually.
Yeah.
I don't need to make it go up and down like a flying submarine.
Nope, you don't need to do that.
Nope. Rudder. Do I want rudder or large rudder?
The large rudders are pretty much always better, but yeah.
Yeah, just need rudder. Now I'm going to zoom back in, and that's going towards the helpful front, because now it's symmetrical. I'm like,
Yep.
which way was the front? And
Yeah, what I like to do is usually I put a flag on the rear,
Oh,
even if I
that's
don't
cute.
keep it there. To the
Rudder in
sky! To the sky! To the window! To the wall!
the depths.
From the depths.
We're going to the depths.
We're going to the depths, lads. This virtual rudder is going places.
We're going on an
You can hold
adventure.
shift as well to speed this up. Speed up the camera.
I am nearly there, though. It's not very high. Now, if I place this, will this vaguely work as a rudder?
Oh, it'll steer all right.
There's a butt in your voice.
Well, here's the thing. If you move your mouse around a little bit, like more than that, just slowly rotate around your craft. Interesting, it's not showing it. You have to line the steering with the center of drag.
Yeah.
So if you put it too high or low, you're going to have problems.
Ah. That's center of drag, right? Isn't it? But this is where all the drag is. But that's not a good place for a rudder, so that's going to be silly. Okay, press button for tip. Where should I press the rudder? Put the rudder.
Alright, so drop your boat into the ocean again.
Oh, smart.
And now you basically want to put the rudder at the midpoint of how much water is actually in here. I didn't say that right. So you see how it's that much underwater?
Yeah.
Put it in the middle of that, wherever that is. So probably
okay.
there. I pointed at the screen. Because the rudder does have to be like in the water. Like, no, you probably want to put it like more as far back as possible. If you put it in the middle, it doesn't really do anything.
I'm just gonna moving too much. There we are.
That'll be a good start. And if it flips, I think you put it upside down. Yeah, and it's upside down and back to front.
Okay, but it's pointing that way, so.
Well,
Could that be?
no, not good enough. So you're... Alright, so what you can do is face front TG. No, TG at the same time. There we go. Here I am dropping hints.
Now will that work with the rudder?
Alright, yeah, place it on the center line and see if it works. Click. Yep, you've done it right.
Hurrah! Okay.
Hurrah!
Now, I need to make this little... Is there a building thing for just like paddle? Just for a decor? Or I'm just going to have to make this out with... Because I want to have a paddle sticking at the side.
That is possibly more complicated than we have time for.
That's fine. I will just do do crude drawing paddles then. I'm going to just do cubes, and I'm going to put little blocks on the end of them.
Jolly good.
So everyone at the America's Cup will be like, oh, look, a little canoe, ha 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 ha, and then we jet boat past them all.
Yep.
Or even, I mean, I don't even know what sort of fuel. You've got like nuclear fuels on these sort of things, so jets, it gets quite complicated.
I mean, we don't have nuclear engines, but we have RTGs, which is close enough.
And I want. And it's a canoe, not a kayak, so we're going to have 2 sets. Shit, too far back. Canoe 1, paddle 1, canoe paddle 2, and what's just a nice flat block. Honestly, the rudder looks like quite a nice flat block, but we don't want extra rudder. It's gonna.
You can actually place them. There's a simple way to make them purely aesthetic.
Oh, how?
So if you place a rudder on the end of your paddles,
large rudder.
Either one, doesn't matter.
This looks what I want to look like.
Right, so yeah, just pick one. Actually, that looks a lot like an oar now, I think.
It does!
Yeah. So if you grab that, plonk that. You could even make these functional, but yeah. So if you hover over it with your mouse, I don't actually know what you... Alright, so if you hit Q, you can set the power scale. Well, you can set the pitch control to 0. Whoop, that bumped you. That's -1. That's not what you...
Oh, just
yeah,
0.
right in the middle. Yeah, that turns it off. And then set the power scale to 0. Yes. And then it's basically not going to have any effect on your craft. And if you move your block view preview over it, so over that block you've just messed with, it's over there, and if you hit Control C...
Oh, that's going to make future rudders have that.
Yeah, and then you hit Control V over the other rudders that you place. You haven't placed it yet.
It doesn't copy and paste the rudder, just copy and places what I did.
So you gotta go over the thing, and now Control V. There you go. And the pivot pointed backwards, don't worry about that, because these are purely aesthetic.
Yes.
And you need to do the other two, otherwise they're gonna mess. Yeah. They're gonna mess with it.
One-sided steering.
Yep. You went up.
I feel like the direction changed per camera, not per brick. I am erudite. I wrote a multi-100-page thesis, and I'm camera, not brick.
Yeah, Control V. No, like even this is, if nothing else, this is wonderful validation that this game is like very complicated and non-intuitive. Okay, you're gonna need something.
We need engines and power. Lots of it.
Okay, so you want to speedrun the engine bit, right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you go to resources...
Have you here for helpful tips?
Yeah, so...
I don't care about resources in terms of, like, this can be as power hungry as it needs to be to win the America Cup.
Well, alright, so if you see that prefab over there, 6x3x9 battery electric example.
Ah, yeah.
That's basically instant power.
Woo!
It's very expensive, but let's see, can it fit in there?
Is my canoe big enough? No.
Alright, well, if you hit the load, if you middle click and hit the load prefab button, I have an RTG engine exactly for this occasion.
What's the control P?
No. So you go here.
Oh, okay.
I've committed heresy. I've touched the mouse. So if you want to go to, where is it? Engines. These are all my prefabs, by the way. So engines, and you go, where is it? So 405 RTG package.
Oh, nice.
So that is just 405 power and an RTG to power it.
Oh, what's the button that makes a structure thing zoomed out? Or
P.
small P. That wasn't helpful.
Or you can
No,
hit...
what's up with this? Out one more. Oop.
Nope.
Wait for more. Okay. Should it be there, middle?
In the middle would probably be helpful. Did you place that right, is the question. I was just worried you might have placed like the batteries inside a wall and not spawned them. Yeah, so now you have 405 power. And you can place, well, you can place 2 more of those.
Do we
At
need
least.
space for other things, or just is this all, everything we need in here?
Well, if you just want this thing to go fast and it's not going to be a combat vessel at all, you might as well just fill it with these engines.
Oh, how many can I fit? I can only fit one length, so.
Lengthwise, but...
Woohoo!
Woohoo! And now, if you drop this thing into the water again, like lining up with the rudder, you want to put a propeller.
Ah, yes.
Let's see.
Huge propeller!
Yeah.
And for extremely large boats, we get this into orbit if we put one of that on.
Yep.
Any
But if you want to go
recommendations,
fast, if you want to go fast, the huge propellers are the way to go. The small ones are just don't have enough oomph. And if your boat is balanced well enough, you can stick as much thrust in as you want on it. It works.
And it's pointed that way, so.
It's pointing in the correct direction. Remember that the way you've got this, it needs to be below the water in order to work.
Yeah.
It's very floaty. Where are you wanting to place this thing?
That's what I'm thinking of. Let's see. If I just did it on the bulb, it would tip. The bulb needs to be below the propeller. So here, maybe?
Sure. You cannot place it there. It needs to be attached to something.
Huh?
Bear in mind the propeller shaft needs to be attached to the thing.
I'm confused.
Okay, so move the propeller like you're going to attach it to the rear of the keel. That's not the keel. The keel's the thing on the underside of the boat.
But I was in it, so you can't place it.
You weren't there. You were not there, trust me. Alright, so now move it forward. When it turns green, then you can place
so
it.
in front of it.
It does have to attach to a block in front of it. You can't just attach it to the underside of something.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I see it's attached.
Right.
That makes sense.
So that's not the worst place for a propeller, but it also might tip your thing into orbit. I'm actually curious
I can
to
just
see...
load this up with the lid at the back here.
Yeah.
Blocks. Where's the lid? What kind of block do I want? I just want some poles. I'm going to do some wedges.
Where is she putting the lead? Chat, I don't know where she's putting the lead.
I'm putting it in genius places, as is compatible with my gigantic brain. And how do I want this? I want it going the other way. It's a suspicious laugh. Does it continue?
No, you continue.
Haha, and it's still pointing towards the front. Do-do-do.
Physics.
It's gonna be all jank.
You have other wedges.
I do have many wedges. I may have to use them.
See, like, I know I should be doing most of the commentary here, but I'm just wrapped with, like, I know what's going to happen. I think. I have a good idea.
We will find out.
We will find out together.
I'm okay with learning by consequence.
Cool. Because you will learn by consequence. Alright, so... thing still floats.
Can we test out turning engine on?
Yes, you're going to need to place a control... a chair and a control wheel for that.
Ah, yes.
So just put that somewhere, I don't know, somewhere fitting.
I want the articulate. Actually, what chair do I want? It doesn't actually matter.
Doesn't matter, no. Where are you going to put it?
It's a canoe, so you're going to be sitting in the middle above all the engines.
Above all the radioactive material decaying and producing electricity, yes.
Actually, no, it's a canoe. It's going to have nice little wooden boards.
I didn't see that. You got the 3-meter beam, by the way.
I do have a 3-meter beam. How even wide is this? It was 5 wide, so it's a game we should count, which I didn't do. No. No. And it's down. And now line up with the boards. Ah!
Is she going to realize that she can use for me the beams?
But it's 5. The gap's 5. I need a 3 and a 2.
You can orientate them lengthways.
I've orientated lengthways. There was a 3 and a 2, so it's 5.
You can orientate the beam so it's lengthways.
But the gap's 5.
It'll fit because I think what you've done here, you have enough.
See, there's a gap.
Rotate it 90 degrees.
No. I just want one wooden beam for people to sit on.
Okay, alright.
This is Canoe style. This is Canoe style.
Sorry, I misunderstood.
You were judging me harshly.
I was judging you a little bit for sure. I was like...
But I can do like a 4 and a 1.
Up to you.
Much block.
This is why in construction progress communication is important, people, because otherwise you jump to conclusions.
Now we can put a chair, as in correct canoe style. This is a normal canoe. This is got everything a canoe is meant to have.
Yeah, this is a totally normal canoe. It definitely doesn't have a propeller, and it definitely doesn't have nuclear engines on it. That would be silly. Remember which end is the front. Remember which end is the front. The front is labeled. There is an arrow. Your chair is not orientated correctly.
But it's with the arrow.
When the block preview turns green, that's when you can place it. If it's blue, you can't place it. TG. T and G at the same time. Please don't break my keyboard. Yeah, no, you're fine. It's working. See?
Aha! And now we've got to have the steering wheel nice and secure, because canoes can have articulated chairs. It doesn't make it not a canoe.
Oh, totally.
But they can't have steering wheel, so we've got to put that hidden away.
Yeah, you can just...
Well, this one has air mode, which is good, because we may end up flying into space with
We
this.
might end up flying into space.
And how it is orientated.
You could drop it 1 meter in the deck, and just like the pilot will have to reach down fast as nuts. Which direction is down?
Perfect.
There we go. So now if you drop this into the water... And if you... Well, the controls are up there on the top left.
I see. Let's see.
So hit U. You don't click them. So hold down U until it's at 100%. Yep. That's actually working perfectly.
It's tipping a bit.
It's rocking a little bit.
It's going a lot down into the water. The front needs to be lifted a bit higher.
Now, I think actually...
Oh, that's going to be taking water on board.
Actually, your problem is that you don't have decent roll control. Because the thing is pitching around, like, the center of mass is very low.
It's a canoe, it's meant to do that.
What?
It's a canoe, it's meant to do that.
Roll horribly and make you seasick?
You have to manually control it yourself, and you can do Eskimo rolls if you want. So if I go back out of here and go to caps, this is a canoe, yes, but it's a sea canoe, which means we can cover it over, and so that you can't put water in the hull, which means you can get we can do as much rolling as we like.
You could also put outriggers on it.
No.
Why
it's
not?
A canoe.
Outriggers canoes are a thing.
True. I'm
very much. In fact,
I'm more thinking of kayak style canoe, which doesn't make sense. Like a river canoe, it's like. You have a hollow log you float with little paddles and little wooden bits, and sometimes you roll over, and sometimes you have to bail out. And that's okay, it's part of the experience.
There is a shortcut to making sure the thing does not roll nearly as much. If you want to. Okay. Alright.
No.
Oh, no.
We're just covering this thing over with nice yellow tarpaulin. Have you not seen... Well, listen, I'm more thinking kayak now, because I haven't done much the kayaking. What's the quickest way to make stuff that looks like yellow tarpaulin? Just like thin yellow sheets.
Go to blocks. Thin yellow sheets.
Alloy plate!
Yep.
Perfect. And bright yellow, as is good for canoe.
Yep. I like how it's like I'm
Now,
sitting
where am
here having built literally hundreds of canoes in this game, and you're like, no!
Wait, what is this? Is it...
You've gone to paint mode.
Okay. How do I...
And click on the thing again. There we go.
There we are. There.
Do you want to head down, perhaps?
I will eventually.
We're taking... the landing is cautious.
I was trying to do this in the way that's like in the next block auto place. There we are.
You got rid of the thing. You
Oh.
got... I saw it coming. I could have said something. I thought, like, will she have learned? Nope.
Here we are.
Yep. Lovely. Are you going to fill in that middle bit with anything?
More yellow tarpaulin.
Alright, so there's a shortcut here for the... And please do use this. Aim your camera down into the gap.
Yeah.
Move your block preview in there. Backwards. And hit F.
Oh.
Fill tool. There we go.
Oh.
I'm gonna go. She's figuring it out, people. Oh. No! Remember, it's orientated
It is
to the camera. To the camera.
I know that, and I've been complaining about that a good 3 times now.
You as well use. I made the option. Oh, you could have used the mouse building.
I have
no.
more. I may be doing a botched build and being like, "This is my first thing. I don't care," but I do care enough to not use camera build. You will not insult me further.
You. I will not disparage your honor.
And now I can go if.
There we go.
Nope.
You need to be aiming into it. There we go.
And now how can I cover this bit here? It's where the steering wheel is.
You can actually go up one and flip that plate upside down.
Oh!
Because that's the point of these things, is that they can thinly cover things. Yep. You're going to need to add one more in front of it. So go one space forward, click, and now you can add that onto the edge there. There you go.
Is this done? It's missing something.
We decided against a mast.
Yes, it's a canoe. It has its paddles. It has its yellow
Do
tarpaulin.
you want to put an AI on it so we can see it driving itself around?
Yes, it's what am I missing? What am I missing? It's got all the components of canoe and other components that aren't canoe.
We could just quickly slap down an AI in the hole.
No, you're correct, but no. I think that's done. I think it's done.
Okay.
It is. Well, now we've got to name it. Canoe? Canoe is the Americans lose the America's Cup.
So just canoe, but with 3 O's and no E.
Yeah.
All right.
CANOOO, and you can add extra O's for emotion and emphasis.
Okay. Well, if you hit escape, you can save this.
I can.
Where
Destroy
shall
your vehicles. No, save vehicles.
So save. Give it a second. And now, where shall we save it? I don't know. You can just save it there. I'll move it somewhere less irritating anywhere. There are
You can't do
certain...
this with the power in.
Canoe...
What function is it? Okay, just text. I don't have square brackets.
Yeah, no, it's just text.
Yeah.
Just canoe? Alright.
Canoe.
So are you going to save it?
I am going to save it. Save vehicle as canoe.
Yep.
This is going to be your most useful vehicle ever. I
Yep.
am so glad to have me building this for you.
Yep.
I've saved your entire From the Depths career with the most useful craft you've ever had.
Exactly.
And now, let's just... I'm going to take this out.
B. If
No.
you want to get out of build mode.
Wait. Oh.
And hit tab.
I have to change camera view.
And now
And
let's drive this thing around a bit. Remember how to steer?
I'm looking at the keyboard. thingies. Let's see.
H and K steers. What did you just do?
I pressed W, which is almost taking the camera forward. Because
Yeah.
which we don't really
So you're already moving forward as fast as you can possibly go.
What's my speed?
Your speed is 20 meters per second.
Is it enough to win the America Cup?
Well, let's see here. Alright, so 20 meters per second. Second.
Can I make this thing roll?
To...
I can't make it roll!
No, you have no roll control.
No, but it's in terms of, like, I'm trying to oversteer so that for the purposes of making it roll, but I can't oversteer and make it tip over. This is a well-designed canoe. This is such a good canoe. It's the best canoe ever. It's better than any other canoe.
Especially any other canoe that I've made.
See, like I'm just holding down one of the steering things and it's veering, but it's not tipping. That's
It is
the
tipping a
power
little
of-
bit, yeah.
But it's not flipping. That's the power of a nice lead bulb. We had the
Yep.
correct amount of lead.
Goodness me. Okay, so meters per second to kilometers an hour. Alright, so we got, what are we at here? 20 meters per second to kilometers an hour is 72 kilometers an hour.
Okay.
Alright, so fastest America's Cup boat. Fastest America's Cup boat. I'm just going to turn the UI off so we can get a nice view of this thing
Ooh,
dancing
pretty.
around. Fastest America's Cup boat speed was 50 knots, 90 kilometers an hour.
No, failed.
Well,
It's the canoe.
It's the Canoe! And this thing's cheating because it's using nuclear power and a propeller rather than the wind.
And we're still getting beaten.
Yep. Well, those America Cup boats are quite fast,
They're
so...
very fast.
Yeah. So do you want to call it there?
I think we can call it there. It's the canoe.
It's the Canoe. And so, like, bearing in mind that actually fits in perfectly well with the whole new player from the depths thing, I'm gonna do this.
It didn't quite do what you hoped it would. Your dreams are bigger than the effects.
Oh, that for sure. The first boat you make is just one of those things that's kind of like, I'm gonna do this. Immediate fail. Damn it.
It floats.
It does float. In fact, this is a better first boat than I think a lot of first boats tend to go because this thing isn't like zooming off into the sky or pitching down into this. It is made out of
Zooming
like
into the sky would be a win because it'd be faster than the American
because
Cup
it
boats.
would be fast.
That was the goal here, and we have not achieved it. Well, I have not achieved it. You sit there grinning.
I've sat there giggling to myself. So yeah.
All my plotting and scheming, and I can't even win a yacht race
Hold
with
on a minute. I think
wind up canoe.
you add 2 more propellers to this, it could probably go fast enough. Let's turn the UI back on. Do you want me to very quickly do that just to get it over? Oh nope. This is a matter.
Oh.
Are you sure?
Can you get it back into build mode?
We are in build mode.
Okay. And
I think so. Yes, we are in build mode.
Water.
I like how I said, are you sure? Remember, you're not in mirror mode now.
True. I'm only putting propellers on, so you're right. Now,
Right.
why they're actually facing.
And just so you put those props on either side of the one prop you've had. You can actually stick wedges on the side of your keel and place them on those.
Oh, true. Let's see what kind of wedge would that be.
When in doubt, 4 meter wedge.
And do I want it slightly heavier? Yeah, I want it slightly heavier. 4 meter
Don't make it too
wedge.
heavy.
I'm putting giant propellers on some light aluminium. Thank you. I think I can add a few blocks of lead without anything going terribly wrong. What's that doing?
So bear in mind, you're going to need to place 2 of them on either side. Mirror mode.
No.
Mirror mode.
No, this is not the brook I want. I was
It
getting
isn't?
confused. No, I want that. No, what's the orientation doing? I'm confused.
Remember,
I'm
you have
confuzzled.
you can rotate things.
No, I need a 90 degree,
Huh?
not cool.
So the slope.
Slope. Yes, that's what I want. Okay, and I need to rotate it a touch. Nope. Nope.
You know, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again.
I'm doing many different things in it, so it's making it difficult.
You did do full circles. No, I think... Is that... Yep. Is that what you wanted?
It's the AD-axis.
I see, here's the problem. I don't know what you're trying to do now.
There we are. And now I can...
Yay. I guarantee you there are people watching this thinking like, is she gonna remember to turn on mirror mode? Is she gonna remember?
I was going to remember. And
Bear in mind these
I'm
pillars
gonna
are
need more
3
stuff.
meters wide, so...
Yeah. Or that thing I got for getting the orientation right, and I'm gonna have to go different
That's
blocks.
why I said wedges, because you can just place 2 of them. Like...
Ah. So, what wedge were you talking about?
That wedge.
That wedge. And it's facing all correct directions.
And, yep, so... It's yellow, but that's okay.
That's swag.
Yep. And
And
actually,
one more.
one more. That is in... No, that is in... Yeah, no, that is lead. I was confused because of the color.
Reasonable.
Yep, and water.
Huge propeller.
Huge propeller. Circular.
Does it make a difference?
No. And just make sure it's orientated the right way. When in doubt, TG at the same
Aye.
time. There we go. And click, and let's see if this thing flies into orbit. Nope, you're good. So now it's going 32 meters per second. Damn it. I just got a text message as well. Okay. No, we're good. Alright, so 32 meters per second. 32 meters per second is 115.2 kilometers an hour.
We've won the America Cup!
We've won the America's Cup. We totally didn't cheat.
Not at all. It's a canoe. Look at it. That's clearly a canoe and nothing else.
I'm going to save Canoe as Canoe. Look at it go!
At 100 k's an hour.
At,
Which is not very fast from the depths vehicle.
and 115.2 kilometers an hour. Yes, so, for anyone watching who's wondering, my minimum boat speed in From the Depths is 40 meters per second. Which is stupidly fast by real life standards, but in From the Depths you kind of need that. Well done, Kelpie, you succeeded.
Thank you. With only some help.
With only a little bit of help and a little bit of faffing around. But yeah, it's like... You've also stumbled on, like, I have literally never made a vehicle that has its, like, propulsion orientated like this. But yeah, you done did it. You made a successful boat. Oh,
Woohoo!
wahoo indeed. So, is that it? Are we satisfied? We won the America's Cup? Kind of.
I think I'm satisfied. You need last words for the lovely viewers?
Yep.
They're probably tearing their hair out, viewers, by now.
I think, well, the newer players would be, like, looking at this and feeling very hashtag related to right now, because bearing in mind, like, a reminder, Kelpie, tremendously intelligent human being, literally has a frickin' PhD, is a doctor, and you saw how she was struggling with this. So, you watching this right now, if you are struggling with From the Depths, know that it's not because you are stupid,
You
it
should
is
have gone to
because...
med school and then you would have still struggled. And been student dead.
Yeah, so yeah, take heart. Like, persist and you will succeed. You will win the America's
It
Cup.
only takes 6,000 hours. You're nearly there.
You're nearly there. You just started, but you're nearly there 6,000
Just
hours later.
5,999 hours left to go.
Exactly.
And then I'll be able to beat you.
Exactly. In a canoe race, canoe fight, canoe beauty contest, probably all of them. Alright, so thank you so much, Kelpie, for indulging this canoe madness and getting sucked into the canoe madness. I could feel it overtaking your body.
Thank you for letting me make canoe.
You are most welcome. You can make canoe anytime. And thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It
Do
really helps.
You should do it!
Kelpie says do it. There's fun perks in it for you. Like at the lowest tier on Patreon, you can join the exclusive Patreon Discord. We can hang out with me and other cool people. We can talk about canoes and build canoes. And at the highest tier, I will build vehicles for you. Or
Isn't that swag?
It is-
Radical!
It is the swaggest.
Whoop whoop!
What's even... You're interrupting my spiel too much. I will also draw things for you if a vehicle isn't to your taste. And do check out my other channels, they're great fun. There's a video game channel, there's an art VOD channel, Twitch channel. You should
The
go.
art one is really cool.
The art one is super fun to join into. You should go watch that. It's like this, but different. And hope to see you all there. And I will see you next time in From the Depths. Farewell.
Have a good day.